welcome back, you guys, to another amazing night with yours truly, Sylvia Camille. And I hope that you had a wonderful week because I sure did. And Sunday nights, I'm here to kick off your next week. So, before I introduce our guest for the night, our word of the week is courage. Courage, guys, the strength to act even when afraid or uncertain. And guess what? I guess tonight, Lamar has done just that by having faith. He had the courage to have faith and become a full-time actor. So I'm not going to wait. I'm going to go ahead and pull him into the room with us, guys. Y'all welcome him in. Hello, Andre.
Hello, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Mr. Lamar. Yes. So you are a professional storyteller as well as an actor.
Yes.
And we know that I see that you like to lift those weights. I got all this from your Instagram page. So we're just going to jump right on in and let's tell the good people who is Andre Lamar. I know you are from Michigan, but I want to hear the story of how did you get to the ATL?
All right, so yeah, I am originally from Michigan. A couple of cities in Michigan, Michigan. But what got me down to Atlanta after college, I was working for this company, this marketing company, and they moved me from Michigan down to Florida, and then from Florida they moved me to Atlanta, and that's how I got to Atlanta.
Okay.
2012.
Okay, so that's how you got to the ATL. So let's go ahead and jump and go. Like I said, we're going to jump right on in. How did you start your acting career?
When I used to do music, when I used to get on stage, I never felt like loose or anything, or feel like I could be myself when I did the music. So my producer at the time kept telling me I should try acting classes because, one thing I learned when I did start taking acting classes, everybody in those classes are not actors. Some people, it frees them up, whether they're like a manager or they speak in front of crowds. Like improv, like loosens them up and make them more comfortable. So he tried to get me to do that. So I initially took it, and then I fell in love with acting, and I found out that was what my true passion was. So that I started doing that and left everything else behind.
And what year was that?
That was in 2014.
Okay, so it's been going on about 7 years now. Where you have been a full-time actor. So you got to share the story though, how you became full-time because you were just doing acting part-time, but you shared with me just a little bit. Is that something you want to share with me?
So 2004. So from 2014 to 2016, I did a lot of independent stuff and was building up, getting my reel, getting good headshots. In 2016, I got my first agent. So I would say about 2016, I was technically a full-time actor because I was getting auditions. I was working some. But it wasn't enough to sustain myself, and I still had a full-time job. What led me up to where I'm at now, to where it's full-time again. I would say 2017. I was laid off from the company that moved me from Michigan to Florida to Atlanta. And I was like, let me try it then. But it was just bad timing and some bad moves. So after about a year, I ain't gonna say a year, about a half a year, I had to go back into work again. And that was from 2018 to 2020. In 2020 November, I was working for this company. I was a store manager, and I got laid off again. And when I got laid off again, I was like, you know what? I'm going to pursue my passion full time because I keep putting all this energy into these companies and help build them up. And I always call them the ungrateful because one day you can do everything they want, then the next day they can be like, you know what? We don't need you anymore. And it don't really got to be an explanation because Georgia's an at-will state. So once that happened, I was like, you know what? I can't keep going back and putting all my energy into other people's companies. I need to put my energy into my brand and build myself up.
I love it. It sounds that's so true. I love the fact that you said you put all your energy into a company and then they let you go. So why not put the energy into yourself? And for some people, that might be, like I said, they don't have the courage, the word for the week. They don't have the faith, but you have persevered and you've been doing good. Awesome. We have a comment or somebody on Sunday. Stafford says, I know the feeling, Andre, not to sound like a cliche, but you really can get bit by the acting bug. Awesome, awesome. Thank you for joining us Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us. So let's talk about the male perspective of being a full-time actor. I want to know about any challenges that you face in doing this.
Um, I wouldn't necessarily say if it's from being a male, but there's some challenges I do think I come across as being tall. As you look,
How
like
tall
some
are you?
people, 6'3".
Okay.
Yeah. Well, somewhere between 6'3" and 6'4". So we'll say 6'3.5". But I am a little bit taller than a lot of the leading guys you might see, because a lot of them are like between 5'8" and 6'2". Not saying they're not taller people that are leads, but that's majority. And then women, you talking about between like 5'4", maybe 5'7". So
Mm,
if I'm partnered with a woman and she's a lead and I'm lead, I'm 6'3.5" and she 5'4", it's going to be challenging when you're talking about trying to adjust the cameras and things. So those are some challenges I see that I run into when I'm doing auditions, and things like that, and seeing the people they choose over me and things like that. For
okay.
being a male in this industry, I would say, you know what, I'm gonna say I got to put in perspective being a black male, because I'm since I'm bigger, it's
Uh-huh.
it's it's a vulnerability um that sometimes it's hard to tap into, because in the real world you can't really be passionate or be big because people feel threatened. But in the acting world, you got to have that. But it's like if you can't be yourself in the real world, sometimes it is hard to tap into the acting world, because a lot of things we're tapping into are a part of ourselves, are a part of what we go through and things like that. So I would say that is one of the challenges being a
One of
black
it.
male. Yeah, not being able to
Yeah.
fully express yourself.
But you've been able to do it quite well. You know how to turn it on and turn it off on the right at the right time, in the right moment.
Yeah.
So that's good. Let's talk about I want to talk about this. What type of projects draw you in the most? Are they comedies? Are they drama? Or just everything? Thriller?
Well, my favorite genre growing up was always been horror. Um, I wanted to do. Well, actually, I had did a couple of horror movies, but I say my favorite is for acting, not my favorite genre, but for acting, I say drama, because to me that's like real life. It's like that's the stuff we deal with every day, and it's very. I say drama is very intimate, because it's very like you don't. Whenever you get mad at somebody or blow up on somebody, there's a reason behind it. Like it's usually
Right,
attached to some type of emotion. Because if you didn't care, you would just be like, you know what, I don't care, and walk away. But something in
right.
order something to draw you into happy argument, to love somebody, something like that, is that's personal to an extent. So drama is my favorite, because that's like real life. When people see that, a lot of people can relate to those type of things.
So let's talk about your process of preparing for these dramas or whatever script. How do you prepare? What do you do?
Um, let's see. One, yeah, I'm trying not to give away too many of my secrets.
Oh, don't
One
give
is
away too
read
many, Lamar. Tell them they have to take a
every.
class from you.
Well, no. One way is I just read everything, and then I like to look at it like, I don't say I play characters. I say I play people or a person, because even if it's somebody made them up, you got to bring that person to life. So that person exists on the screen, on the sheet. They exist somewhere. So for me, I try to make it as real as possible. Try to find at least one thing I can connect to, because there's always at least some type of similarity. And then
Mhm.
from there, like journaling, like I try to do as much as I can on the back end to make him like as real as a person as possible. So that way, by the time I pick up the script or do whatever, all that information is kind of there for me.
No, don't give your secrets. But that's good journaling. I was gonna hope to see hear you say journaling. You do some journaling to prepare for your roles and the characters. So what famous actors do you admire? I know it's probably a plethora, and you can tell us about more than one, but your famous actors.
um, I say the top four that I got that I like, of course, Denzel, Will Smith, Bryan Cranston, and then I was just trying to find his name again. I keep forgetting his name. Jason Bateman. Um, because there's
Okay.
reason I like because I study actors and I study the way they interact with their scene partners. And for me,
Hmm.
those four people are kind of different in their own rights, and it's different things I see that they do with their scene partners that I really idolize about them.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about your scene part, your techniques that you use, because I was privileged to be have a scene with you recently. So I
Yeah.
hope I did a good job for you.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about scene parts. Do you like Let me see how do you like doing mostly monologues, long monologues by yourself, or being actually in a scene? That's a big
I
smile.
like both, so it's like I try not to prefer one or the other one. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. It's because the challenge of it. Like when I did church hurt,
Hmm.
when I played the pastor, Trey gave me like all these sermons. Like they were
Right.
like
That was you
pages
had
and a half of sermons, and I'm like, I had to, yeah, I
you had
had
to
to
do
figure it out. But I mean, to those are challenges because to me that's part of your two belt. Yeah,
it. Yeah. Because you had some sermons. So those were big monologues. So I'm not gonna ask you how did you
yeah.
prepare yourself.
But I would say honestly, that was a challenge because it was so much information, well, so much dialogue, shall I say, in those scripts. But
Mhm.
it helped me out because that's how it's going to be when you get on those bigger sets. They might change the script the day of, or you might
Right.
get on in the makeup chair and they say, "Hey, we changing this," or you might be on set and they yell some new lines to you. It's just having that muscle memory in order to be comfortable and be like, "All right, you know what, I got this." Or if they hand you knowing like if they know I can do it in a short amount of time, then they know they can trust me. Like, you know what? Give it to Andre. He can memorize 2 pages in about 20 minutes or so. All right. Well, I don't want to say memorize. I don't memorize. I learn them. I learn the lines. I
You
don't
learn.
memorize.
That's right. You learn the story. You learn the story so you can
Yeah.
carry it through. Well, in your wildest imagination, what actors would you like to collaborate with? If you
Uh, well, Denzel for one. It,
Denzel is your boy. Denzel is your boy. He's the top of the list.
yeah, Idris Alba. Um, I'm trying to think. Trying to think of some more. Oh, Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart. Michael Ealy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jason Bateman's on that list too. Um, and of course, Bryan Cranston and Will Smith again. So,
Okay. Now I
but
love it.
it's a lot more people too. So,
I love it. I love it. Well, I'm not gonna ask you. Well, this
you can ask
question,
me anything.
I I can ask you the thing. Um, this one you kind of talked on because it was about the job. Because this is a little question like if you weren't acting but you are full time, like what would you be doing? And I want to know more about your music. Are you gonna ever do anything else with it? You said that was back in the day, but is that
Oh
something
yeah.
that's
Well, before I answer that, I need to answer Sunday question because I did leave out some female actresses. So Angela Bassett
oh
is one
my
of the
goodness,
people I would like to
Sunday
work
said,
with.
come on now. She said, come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Angela Bassett, Angelina Jolie. Like, there's a lot of female actresses too. Like, because I look at it as sparring. Like, there's certain people I would want to see if I could hold my own against. But Angela Bassett's the top one that pops into my head. Meryl Streep is another one. Trying to think of Scarlett Johansson. Oh, Margie Rabo, or I think is that I say your name? Margie Robbie or Bravo? I'm not sure how to pronounce it.
I think it's Robbo.
Bravo. Yeah.
Sunday
So yeah,
correct us if we're wrong.
yeah. So back to your question about the music. No, yeah, I think so. Acting, I think, was always meant for me to do it because it's been there my whole life, and I didn't really see it. It's like it was in
Mhm.
front of me, but I never noticed it. Like everything I did kept leading me back to it. So I think the music. When you remember when Jamie Foxx said his grandma would make him take piano lessons and go
Yes.
to church, and not, she would give him all these tools, and then eventually he got Ray. It all made sense because he had all the tools he needed to play that part.
Yes.
For me, that's how I think about music. Like I'd be cool with like a musical, things like that. But outside of that, being an artist again, it's not really a passion for me anymore. But I will say, writing my own music did help me learn how to tell stories and write scripts, and transform into different parts of me. So I would say it was something that I needed to do in order to get me to where I am now, because I met the certain people that encouraged me to find acting
Mm,
by by doing the music. So I
by
would
doing,
never met those people. Yes.
yeah, those are interesting turning points for you in your life because you said
Yeah.
doing the music, and some people can't see that I like what you said, just because you thought you had a passion for music in the beginning, but acting is really where your passion is, and you found that and learned that from the music. So sometimes people in life, we have, like, my passion, I love singing, but I'm noticing that just because I love to sing, that doesn't mean that is my full purpose and passion and what I'm supposed to
Mhm.
be doing in life. Because your pure passion of singing led you to acting, which is now showing up your passion, but you just had to go through the music to find it.
Yeah,
I love it.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like your passion is something that you would do for free, and you like all aspects of it. Like there's certain
Mhm.
aspects you like more of than others, but I think that's how people can find their true passion. Because I think even I was stuck with this. I think many people do things that they're good at, but it's not
Mhm.
necessarily their passion, and they like, it's okay, but it doesn't feed them anything. And I think that's the trap that a lot of people fall into. And I think once you find your passion, you just got to figure out how to make money with it, or just go about it. I feel like you'll be happier. I think the money doesn't matter when you find your passion, because you're more fulfilled. And then the money will come. But
I love it. I love it. So, what other goals do you have for yourself? It's 2021, and we're here sitting right in August. We only have a couple of more months, September, October, November, December, and then we're gonna be in 2022. So, at the
yeah,
top of January 2021, did you set any goals for yourself? Did you make a vision board? Are you one of those people?
yeah, yeah, yes, I am. And that's how where I am right now, because one thing I had to learn with this year, I had to be more specific. Um,
Mm,
because a lot of people like, oh, I want to be a full-time actor, I want to book a TV show, but that's not specific. I had to dial it down. I had to minute it as much as I could down to like the groundwork, and which would build up to the bigger goals. So yeah, I got specific with my vision board, specific with my goals, specific with daily routines, specific how I was going to audition, and then I got specific with the roles I was going to take and not take. And then
mm,
I say the biggest one was I had to learn to stop taking everything because people asked me, because I had to see where I wanted my career to go, and I had to show people like that I have a price now, in a sense, because you keep doing things for free, that the universe is going to keep giving you free stuff. But I had to put it out there like, hey, this is the route I want to go. I want to get paid for my work, and I'm worth it. I put in the work. There are some free things I will do, but I had to limit what it was.
how did you find that mindset to say no to those jobs that was not
Um,
leading up with your career path?
one, reading a lot of books, watching a lot of motivation YouTube videos, and then I started seeing what disturbed my peace. 'Cause, sometimes you say yeah, then you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing that today. And I had to start realizing, I noticed a pattern, and I was like, okay, I need to break this. So what makes me happy and what doesn't give me peace? What gives me peace, I'm gonna go with, because that's I think that's just your intuition leading you in the direction you should be going.
Mm, I love that. I love that, Andrew. I really do. You talking to me, because so many times, in the beginning of a career, if somebody is an independent artist of anything, you want to get, it's like you want experience and you want exposure. But you were able to define for yourself in 2021 that these are the roles that I'm going to accept because I know that they're going to lead me to the career that I'm moving towards. That's powerful. You could do a speech on that. You could do a
Yeah,
sermon
and
on
I would say, oh yeah, I would say that's how I think I came across Trey and did Church Hurt, because like I said, my end goal was to have my own show. Like that's kind of in the general, like my own TV show where I'm the lead. And if I'm the lead, that means I carry the show. That means there's a lot going on. So for me, meeting Trey, and then he gave me that script and all that dialogue, to me, I think that's a challenge. Like, cause this is what I asked for. It might not be
Mm,
on a level that I wanted yet, but doing that, I'll be prepared when that
right,
comes. Because like
right,
luck is, what they say, preparation meets opportunity. So
right. That's awesome. You gonna get up there with Denzel. I believe it. I believe it because you have the drive, you have the mindset, and you are, to me, like tunnel. You are focused. Your blinders are on. There's nothing, and I love that. That's very inspirational. Well, I want to ask you another question because here on Sylvia Camille, my platform is to elevate people and to motivate them and inspire them to live out their biggest dream. So I've got to get my big dream pillar. And I just want you to take a moment and think about it. And it doesn't have to be related to acting, just because every day, every time I go and sing or act, I'm living my dream because you have my testimony I didn't share with you that I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to go straight to Hollywood. But my mother said I had to go to school. I did that. So I just want to encourage people to live out their biggest dream. So what is yours?
I think my biggest dream would be my purpose. I still don't think I fully found probably my purpose yet. With it, I think I'm on the path. But I would want to open up some type of business someday. I'm not sure what the business is, but I do want to own a business, and I want it to be built around some type of customer service because that's kind of where I came from with my management background and everything. And I'm real big on how people treat people. So I want like an establishment where people want to come to because, like I said, whatever we're serving, whatever we're doing, everybody's nice, everybody's welcoming, and it's like one of those things. Like, yeah, man, I want to go to Dre's place because if I'm having a bad day, I know they'll cheer me up. Like so, it's along the lines of that. Like I said, I don't have it mapped out completely yet, but I do know I want to own a business, and I want to be able to have a place where like people leave all their problems at the door, and you just come there and have a good time.
I love it. A sanctuary for people to come and just relax, and I can see it with your calming spirit. You have a very calming demeanor, so it's gonna work. It's gonna happen. Now let's talk about COVID-19. We are a year and some months in. So how did COVID-19 impact your acting and your career in a positive or a negative way? Because I mean, for everybody, it hasn't been negative. For me, a lot of things have been birthed through the time that I had, being at home. So what about you?
On one, it was positive. So one thing I noticed since acting classes have stopped, I didn't really have to pay for a lot, so I was able to stack my money. So when I did get laid off, I was pretty comfortable for the most part. But I planted a lot of seeds because a lot of casting directors were doing all these monologue challenges or scene challenges, and I was doing all of them. So that was way for them to see me and see my work, and I think those are the seeds that propelled me into this year. So for me, it was a mindset. Like I was like, okay, COVID-19 for me, outside of working, I was like, it's time I can rest. Now I don't. Instead of say, I need to take a break from acting, that was my break. I didn't have to really worry about getting auditioned and had to hurt and get it put on tape. Everything was at my leisure, so I was almost like I was just able to focus on my 9 to 5 and relax from acting and like kind of reset my mind because it's like an Olympic mindset when you're an actor. Like you're always you got to be always prepared and always sharp because you're getting auditions all the time. You're getting auditions, and then in between those auditions, you're probably working too. So you got to make sure you're ready for set and all those other things. But for me, it was a mindset. COVID-19 helped my career a lot.
Awesome.
And I was still working. I would say that I was still working too. Like it was a little bit of downtime, but I was still doing projects.
You're still okay. That's good. That's what I want to hear. We want to hear positivity. What advice do you have for the artist or for the actor who's listening, who's independent? What would you tell them? What advice?
First, you have to learn yourself as an actor. And two, once you learn yourself, trust your gut. Because once you learn yourself, you know the type of roles that are good for you, and you know the type of actor you want to be. Don't let people put you in a box. I mean, of course, there are some things you have to take. Like you might got to be thug one a couple of times to get your foot in the door,
right?
And then you build that relationship, that rapport. They're like, oh, you know what? Let's get them businessman now or lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'll say that. I'll say find out who you are as an actor and trust your gut. But to find out who you are as an actor means You gotta go to class. You gotta audition. You gotta review your tapes, and you start to see the common thing that you see that you do instinctively, and that'll start to say what you bring to the table. Because there's a reason casting is calling you in, especially like you get a, they be like, why are they sending me this? I'm not a 60-year-old man. It might not have to do with that. It's probably something they saw in your picture that fit the aspect of what they're looking for. And if they pick you, it might not be, person might not have to be 60. It might be in his 30s. You never know. But once you start finding out what you bring to the table, you won't question when you're getting those auditions because you'll be able to see, oh, okay, I know what they want to see from me.
Good stuff. Okay, what is the best advice someone has given you during this journey?
The best advice, I would say, trust God.
Mm.
That was the best advice. That's pray on everything you do. If you get a script, pray, ask God how you deliver it. If you your career, sit back and get quiet and pray about it, and always follow that. Don't follow what everybody else is telling you, because follow what God is telling you. So I think that's one of the best advice I get.
Let me ask you, Andre, have you ever thought about writing a book?
I mean, I probably will eventually, but yeah, I lately I've been thinking about a lot of that stuff. So yeah.
Because you have a lot of inspirational good nuggets for any actor. You know, just on the span that you've been on this journey, you have a lot of points that that really people need to hear from a black male perspective. And I just want to tell you, I love it.
Oh,
I
thank you.
love it. So, what is your biggest reward from your gift of acting
My biggest reward, um,
Mhm. that you feel from acting?
um, when people come to me for advice,
See, I just
I think
told
that's
you
my
you need to
biggest.
write a book.
Yeah, because it's like they looking at me like, oh, you know something, or I guess, yeah, yeah. I say, yeah, when people come to me, or people come to me and say, I inspire them to keep pursuing whatever it is they think they want to pursue.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I can hear all of that. I can see why they would come. Also, you're gonna have to make sure you share this interview so people can hear it. Your friends in your class and your acting class. Were there
yeah,
ever times during this past time that you felt like giving up? And what kept you going?
you want to know? Actually, I have never ever felt like giving up.
Oh,
Like I
that's
have
all.
been times where, yeah, I've been times where I've been angry or something, but I have never. Yeah, I can't even say no matter whatever I ever did. That was one thing that always, like, my resilience is pretty good, I say. But that's something I found out about myself early on. Like I never, and I think it's because it's my passion. Like when I was working in corporate, I felt like
Oh,
quitting. When I was doing music at a point in time, I was like, I feel like quitting. Because I used to audition for those TV shows too, and I would say that would hurt the most when like you go out there and they don't pick you, or when I played basketball, when I didn't make the college team or the semi-pro teams, I felt like quitting. But to me, what I got from that, I think that was God speaking to me, trying to redirect me, but I wasn't listening because it's like, you know what? No, I still wanted. I was forcing it. But I think in acting, I never want to quit. I just look at it as like an opportunity. Okay, I just got it. That wasn't meant for me. But in
mhm.
acting, I'll say no, I have never felt like quitting.
That's awesome. That's good. I'm happy to hear that. So people don't give up. Andre is saying he's never wanted to quit. He understands that there might be some challenges in the way of things he didn't get, but he didn't never quit. So what is your favorite part of acting?
My favorite part, inspiring, because I like the like when people come see you play certain characters, either they can relate or they see possibility like, oh, this person overcame it, I can overcome it, or it just takes their mind off of whatever they got going on for the day. So that's kind of what I like about it. But like I said, for me, it's possibility because I want people to hear the true story or see how hard it is. So they see I made it. They like, you know what? Well, if he did it, then I know I can do it too if I just stick with it.
Love it. Let me ask you something. When I was doing my research on you, I didn't see. Have you ever been in any stage plays?
Yeah. So my foundation, the first school I went to, I got lucky. The foundation was theater, so they made us read plays. They would put up a lot of one acts. So I did about a total of about 5 plays.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I like plays, but I like film and television better. So if the opportunity presents itself, I will do a stage play. But my biggest thing with agents, a lot of the agents down here only do film and television. So if I'm doing a play and I miss out on this booking, they're not making no money. So it's those type of decisions.
Okay.
A lot of the times with the plays, it's a lot of time. You're talking about weeks before you even put it up,
Right.
and sometimes it's not always the pay doesn't equate to what you're doing. But yeah, I got about 5 under my belt, and the ones I did, I worked every angle um from like supporting the
Mm.
principal to even a lead. So it's like I did all the aspects of that, and I was like, okay, I did what I wanted to do over here. But like I said, if something presents itself and 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 I look like it to challenge me, yeah, I'll go back into it and do it.
Okay. Because that's what I was wondering. I was like, well, what is Andre? But that's good. But you do prefer TV and film over stage
Yeah, it's
play.
like that. That's what I
Yeah.
did. Like that's. But that was learning myself as I was going through acting classes. Like I like stage, but film and television is so intimate to me. It's like it's almost like you're right there. Stage, it's cool to me, but it's like you got to be always big and reach the back of the audience.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
If you could change anything in the entertainment industry for actors, what would it be and why?
Um, if I could change, you talking about like as far as things that go on in the industry?
Oh yeah, based on your experiences or things for the
Um,
future that you want to see.
um, you know what? I would change. That's a tough one. I would say I would change like giving people chances because a lot of the bookings and things like you are sometimes giving chances like they'll give you a shot, but a lot of times it's rapport. It's people they're familiar with, people they know going to do good work because they want somebody they're going to come on set. Because casting, they're just like us. They're hired help. So if they send somebody on set that causes trouble and don't pan out, that falls back on them. So that's
Right.
why you got to build a rapport. So I would change giving more people shots, but that's going to come from us as actors to be more serious because I hear horror stories of people not turning in their auditions or booking something and then turning it down like a day before. And you talking about these are $1 million, some of these $1 million movies or $100,000 shows. Like you're costing them money. But that's what I
Right.
would change. I would change like giving more people shots as opposed to always going to people you have a rapport with and relationships.
Were you in a commercial? Because we're gonna take a look at your reel in just a moment. So those viewers, we're gonna see Andre in action, and we're gonna talk about the importance of a reel. But before we get there, what impact, positively and negatively, has social media played on your career?
Um, I would say it hasn't really had no impact because I don't have that many followers. So I haven't received a benefit of having like 50K followers, and now everybody wants to book me. Um, but I say positive. Like if I post something, like a lot of posts you probably get like 12, 15 likes, but then you post that one thing, like, oh, I was on Tyler Perry show, now you got 1,000 likes. So
Right.
it lets me know it lets me know that people see it, regardless if they like it or not.
Right.
Negatively, I would say you have no fight. Like as far as like your opinion, like you can have an opinion, but you got to learn that you can't fight every battle that people bring to your doorstep. Everybody's
Mm.
not going to like your work. Everybody's not going to like you. Some people are going to try to block you. Some people are going to be jealous, and that's the negative part. You get those type of comments, you just got to like brush. You got to be able to brush it off because you'll be going back and forth all day, and then people going to be looking at you like, oh, that's that person that always argue with everybody. So
Right.
I say that's the negative aspect, but positive, like I said, I haven't. Once I get my followers up, I think I'll start to see all that.
I love it. Well, we're gonna
Oh,
start
you know
right
what?
here. Huh?
Hey. Oh, I
No,
want
go.
to say I back up. Positive. I will say this. Positive. I didn't think about this. Casting directors can see your work, so I did structure my social media to where you look at it, you know exactly what I do. So I say that is a positive aspect. So somebody goes to it, there's no question what type of work I do.
Okay, because you have it the way it's structured. I love it. And your postings only reflect your work.
Well, in a sense, it's kind of all reflect positivity and along with my work and some things I do in my life, but I still try to keep it even so that way if you look at it, you go through a couple of posts, you can he's an actor, you can still see that that is my career.
It's a good note. That's a good tip. That's a good strategy for anyone who's listening. You gave out another tip, Andre. Now, I want to share with the viewers a reel, and then we're going to talk about the importance of a reel and the importance of having an agent. You know, some people are trying to get one. You know, you can give us some tips on what they need to do. So here we go. I'm going to share with you, guys. Andre's reel. Here we go.
Be more next time.
That's it?
Keep doing good. There'll be more next time. Have a seat, detective. Thanks for letting me in. She had an appointment on the night of August the 6th. Did you think I had anything to do with her murder? Think again. Not my style. Phone number. I want to talk to my attorney before I give you that information. Give me a call with it. Nigga, you do realize I have a diploma. I didn't drop out like your ass. Man, fuck over. Man, fuck my diploma. With my diploma, I'm gonna go back to school so I can manage whatever business we start. You see the difference between you and me is? I'm an asset, my nigga, and your bitch ass is a liability. She's pretty. All right, we still live together.
We're over. When are you gonna accept that?
We're gonna finish this. You know what? You're right.
Calvin, really?
It's your fault.
My fault. My fault. All right. As soon as I get my keys, I'm gonna call the cops. We'll see.
Calvin grabbed the kitchen knife that Kenyatta kept beneath the passenger seat for security.
He stabbed her multiple times.
So you hitting on my sister now? Then you need to get your brother. Don't fucking tell her what she needs to do.
No, and stop.
So you hitting on women now, Cracker? How the fuck are you talking about? V, I told you not to marry this Cracker. She ain't nothing but a smooth talking fuck with money. And never trust this bitch ass. You need to leave her. I'm not trying to go to jail with no pretty ass white boy disrespecting my sisters. If he touches you or her, he's done.
Hey, is everything all right? Stay with us.
I didn't want it to stop. I hit the button. Let's see. I didn't want it to stop. Last time I watched, I was like, don't stop. I was like, I need to go see that scene. But that is a clip, guys, of Andre's reel. So talk to us about that. Some people might not know what a reel is and what's the importance of it and how is it used for an actor.
All right, so a reel is so the biggest thing, especially when you get in work or when your agent is submit you to casting or you submit yourself to casting, they want to see what you're capable of doing. So that's what a good reel is. So a good reel is sometimes you can use independent work, but you gotta make sure it's good lighting and good sound and all that. But the real is just to see who they're hiring. It's almost like thanks Sunday, like a talking resume. Basically, that's what it is. It's a talking resume. It's like showing this person is capable of being in the scene and capable of being grounded.
Mm-hmm. And just in the clip, I want to talk about some of those shows. You were in ATL Homicide, Kingdom Heights, Fatal Attraction, Torn. You didn't have a clip of Murder Chose Me in there, but I saw
that was the last one. Yeah, it's the last one. That was the very last clip when I walked into the shop.
Oh, okay, that one was. And hopefully, you said you're working on a new reel, so we're gonna see some clips from First Wives Club, the BET from BET Plus. Because
I got I got all my newer stuff because that reel's about a year
Well,
old
tell
now.
everybody what you've been doing, Andre. Tell them all these projects you have out there.
You know, a lot of them haven't came out yet. I did a couple of movies. Some I can't talk about because
Okay, you can't talk about.
They might change the name of the movies. But I did a horror film. I did another one about a cleaner. Well, a cleaner is a person that cleans up murder scenes. So I did another movie about that. I got a couple of web series coming out, which we can't talk about, which Church Hurt's already out. We just finished Wolf Creek View, which is coming, which is on TreyFloydTV.com, which is just a subscription of $7.99 a month. I'm trying to think what I can remember. Because a lot of times, you know, you just film it and you move on to the next project. And then when they come out, you like that was a goal I was trying to do this year.
You want to forget all those projects, but you know they're plenty. What about Some Kind of Christmas? Now you can talk about that one, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. I was forgetting. So Some Kind of Christmas. You know why that worked out? Like I filmed that while I'm still working my 9 to 5. And as soon as I got laid off, it's just the premiere and how that all played out. And I was like, yeah, this is more like it. This feels better. But Some Kind of Christmas was about a movie. I'm not sure where he put it back up yet. I know he's still trying to get on more platforms, but it's a movie about siblings that come back home for the holiday, and it centers around my younger brother, who's coming back home again by himself, and because he's gonna let the family know that he is gay because nobody knew, and his boyfriend broke up with him the day before he's supposed to come back home, and he didn't want to come back because he was just gonna be by himself because that was gonna be his way of telling his mom and dad and telling his brothers and sisters like who he really was. But that was a good movie. That was like that was my first Christmas movie. Christmas movies are good because it's like, you know, it's like a family movie.
Family movie is fun and fun.
Yeah.
Well, I want before we play, remember I told you we're gonna play an actors trivia game because you are the most. So just think about male actors. Sunday I'm gonna put some female questions in there, okay? But you can help Andre out in the comment section. But before we play the actors trivia, what is the message you would want to leave with your fans or anyone who's listening, inspirational nuggets to help them in their journey?
My nugget, I would say find your passion and go after that. Like, don't be afraid to lose the things you don't need. Because I think a lot of people be scared of losing everything, but I don't think.
Say that again, Andre. Say that again.
I gotta remember what I said. I said I would encourage everybody to follow their passion and not be afraid to lose everything. Because I don't think you lose everything. I think you lose what you don't need. So I think and it kind of breaks down to what do you really want in your career? Like if you're afraid, like, oh, I'm afraid of losing all my clothes and my cars or these nice things. It's like, well, if it's like some of these things you probably really don't. You got to feel like, why do you feel like that? Is it because of how people perceive you, or is it things you really like? And I think once you dial that down, then you won't be afraid no more because you'll just live unapologetically in your passion, because that's the only way you're going to get to where you're trying to get to.
I want you to start writing your book. Yeah. That's a chapter right there. Sunday has a question. Oh, what's your opinion on typecasting? Excellent question, Sunday. So what's your opinion on typecasting?
My opinion on typecasting, I think it's sad, but it's also, I think, a way you got to get your foot in the door. Sometimes you don't have to. I think you got to follow your heart. But sometimes, like if you don't mind playing, like I said, Thug 1 or Thug 2, to build those credits up, because work begets work. So the more credits you have, the bigger stuff you're gonna get. Because after like 10 co-stars of maybe Thug or Cop or something like that, then you're gonna start seeing the bigger things like series regular, movie leads, things like that. But I also say follow your heart, because if you're typecast for something but you don't want to be known for that, then don't do it. Don't let people pigeonhole you to where they think you are. Because I'll tell you this, in the class, I remember because I work out a lot, so I have muscles. I remember my teacher told me because we was comparing. They told us to pick scenes, and the scene I picked, she was like, "Why would you pick that scene?" She was like, "You're nothing like that guy. Like he has muscles and all this other stuff, and he's a lead. You'll never be a lead." And I was like, I didn't get upset because people I already know people opinions. A lot of times, people's opinions are a reflection of what they couldn't do. So,
Mm,
so I
that's
just
a
looked at it
nugget.
like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
I,
I just looked at it like,
I hate she
yeah,
said that, though, Andre.
yeah, but it didn't affect me because I knew better. Because like I said, for one, it just lets me know she didn't know me because I worked out, so I know how my body looked, and then I know what I bring to the table as an actor. I study a lot of actors. I see that because I always tell people this like leads. Like there are a lot of people out there that are leads in movies that caught a big break, and if
Mm,
they would have never caught that big break, you would probably look at them as like, oh, this unattractive person that can never hold a move, or this untalented person. But it's like once you establish yourself, now it's like, oh, I seen it all along. So I look at it like that because
oh,
you never know what people are going to look for. You never know what's gonna be hot. Like an example would be Lizzo. Like people will be talking about Lizzo, but it's like 15, maybe 20 years ago, nobody would expect her to be as big as she was, and the size she was, and the way she put herself out there. But she believed in herself. I'm pretty sure through trial and error, and she came out and was like, "I'm gonna do me," and then the world accepted her. But now it's like, all right, so she opened that door for other women who look like her, who had that same dream.
I love it. I love it. I had to write that on my pad. I just love what you said. Most of the time, people's opinions are a reflection of what they are not.
Yeah,
So we don't need to get upset by anybody's opinion because their perspective is based on something that, oh, I love it. Andre, that
yeah,
is a mouthful. That's
yeah,
a
something
chapter.
they can accomplish.
I'm helping you with your chapters for your book. This time next year, I think you're going to be on the show and you're going to have a book. You're going to have something. So inspirational. Now, before I promise we're getting ready to play because we was winding down. Our time is winding down. I want to know, how do you take care of yourself? I know you're gonna say you go to the gym, but what else do you do self-care and keep that handsome smile going?
Um, well, for my skin, I always tell people this: I just use Stridex. Like I can't use like facial cleansers because I break out, but I just make sure I Stridex every day. If I don't Stridex, then I notice I start to get the bumps on my face. But I mean,
If
I
you don't
work out.
say that again, Andre. If you don't do what?
If I don't put the Stridex on every day, then I notice I get bumps on my face. It's just for me,
Okay.
it's that simple. I don't use no facial cleansers besides washing my face. Um, I work out, I run often, and I try to watch what I eat. Like sometimes I still eat fast food, but I try to watch what I eat for the most part. I eat somewhat healthy. And then stress, I'll say stress free. Like I don't allow people in my life that cause me stress,
Mm,
that disturbs my peace, any of that. So I think that's a big thing. I think that's because stress great gives you gray hair. Stress does a lot of stuff to you. It breaks you down. It makes you feel sad. So
yeah,
on top of all the other stuff I do, I found peace in my life, and yeah. So I say that's it. I found peace in my life, and I don't let nobody disturb that peace.
I love it. I love it. All right, it's time to play our little game. I Andre, thank you so much for being a guest on Sunday Night Live with Sylvia Camille. I've just
Oh, you're
really
welcome.
enjoyed you. You have so much to share with the world. Yes, you are going to get that lead role on the next level. We're going to put that out in the atmosphere. Now, you already know the answer to one of these questions, but I'm going to ask you again. Sunday, are you ready to play along with us? Here is the first question. Andre knows the answer already, though, but I want to ask it again. Which actor appeared in famous films such as Gone in 60 Seconds, Face Off, and Ghost Rider?
Now, let's see if she's gonna answer first.
Let's see if Sunday is going. Let's see, Sunday. Do you need some choices? Bruce Willis, Denzel Washington, Boy George, or Nicolas Cage?
Boy George.
Sunday, are you there? Okay, Andrew is gonna go ahead and tell you.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage. Oh, she got it right.
She got it right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, she got it. All right. Our next question is which actor played James Bond in 1990? Anthony Hopkins, Vinnie Jones, Wanda Harrelson, or Pierce Brosnan?
Uh,
Want me to tell you?
well,
Sunday.
I had a guess. I should wait to see if she's gonna answer.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm gonna just guess because the only name I recognize was Anthony Hopkins because Pierce Brosnan came after Anthony Hopkins because
It
Pierce
was
Brosnan was like late '90s.
it was Pierce Brosnan.
In 1990.
Yeah, they say in 1990.
Oh, I thought his first introduction
Oh,
was the one he did, and,
right.
and Tina Turner did. And Tina Turner did the theme song.
Sunday got the answer. Pierce Brosnan. She got it. Got it. All right. Two more. And we're gonna which actor played the role of the most famous contemporary vampire? Okay, she said Yepper. Mm,
What are the choices?
let me give you some choices. Dolph Lundgren, Jerry Renner. Wait a minute. It went down. Robert Pattinson, Daniel Day-Lewis. Sunday.
It's gonna be. It's gonna, yeah, I was about to agree with her too. I thought Tom Cruise would have been on there, but I'm gonna say Robert Pattinson.
Is Robert Pattinson. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, last question. Okay, let me get it. All right, last question. Which actor traveled with a circus at the age of 15 and was a tamer? Duncan, mm, Chuck Norris, Denzel Washington, Keanu Reeves, or Hugh Jackman.
I'm gonna just go with Hugh Jackman because I know it wasn't Denzel.
No, we know
It's
it
gotta
was
be.
it.
It's gotta be either you or Keanu because it seemed like something that's what Keanu would have did. But I'm gonna say Hugh
Ask
Jackman.
Chuck Norris. Chuck
Chuck
Norris.
Norris. Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, that's good. But I'm like, Angel, you did good. You did really well. You did well. Before we close, our final closing and wrap up, I want you to tell all the viewers how can they follow you? What are your Instagram pages, your YouTube channel, and any surprises? Tell them again how they can see you on Trey Floyd Television. What's coming up next for you?
All right. So yeah. So a lot of the things I have coming up immediately will be on Trey Floyd TV, which is Trey TRE Floyd FLOYD TV.com, and you just got to get a subscription of $7.99 a month. Only $7.99 a month. And he has a bunch of shows on there already. It just launched in April, but it's a plethora of shows. And new shows are releasing every month. My social media is my name, Andre Andre Lamar. You type that in, I'm gonna come up across Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Let's see what else. Everything else, I'm not sure of release dates yet. So once I get release dates, they'll be coming. But I will say I do got a website coming, and we'll say towards the end of the year, and it'll be a one-stop shop to get to everything you need that I'm going to be doing, as far as from my demo reel, the headshots, to all that other type of stuff, which we forgot to talk about.
We still have time. We still
Oh,
have.
because we were talking about the importance of headshots and reels. While reel is good for you, but headshots, I just thought about that. Headshots are important because that I think headshots will stop you from getting typecast too, which was Sunday was talking about earlier, because you have control over that, but you got to understand yourself to get a good headshot. You can't take a headshot of you playing a nerd if it doesn't look believable. But a headshot, if you truly know yourself, and you show yourself in the best light, that will help you not be typecast, because you won't look like a thug. If you're not really a thug, but you take a headshot that shows you like more business or like that.
Sunday said, thanks, Andre. Sure, I will. See you on the set with Trey.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't want you to go away. Hold on in the studio for a couple of seconds, okay?
Okay.
Well, guys, let me tell you something. I have so many inspirational nuggets and good points for actors. I want to make sure that you like, comment, and share this interview tonight with Andre Lamar. First of all, he said you need to trust God and you need to pray and act and only listen to God when you take a role. Most of the time, people's opinions are a reflection of what they are not. And that just really hit me in a special way. I mean, I just don't know what to say. Fine, don't be afraid to be what you don't be afraid to lose what you don't need. So all of us can self-reflect from this interview with him. I want to thank you again for joining Sylvia Camille with Sunday Night Live, and I hope to see you at the same time, same place next Sunday at 6 p.m. Don't forget, the word of the week is courage. So tap into something that you've been afraid to do or you were uncertain to do this week and go for it and do it, because Andre did. He stepped out on faith. So you heard his journey, you heard his story. So if he can do it, so can you. And I'll see you all next Sunday. Thank you, Sunday, and all of our viewers for tonight.